Hi, YouTube. We're in my happy place. We're in my dreams. Well, I'm not sure actually that the pink sax would be in my dreams, but we are in sax.co.uk and I'm having a lovely time. So the purpose of this video is to show you the difference. A lot of you asks, what's the difference in these price brackets, especially when you're maybe buying your first sax and you don't know if it's, you know, like when you buy a really cheap car and it just goes wrong. So I'm going to show you a little bit. I've got, we started at the top end, and then I'm going to show you kind of a mid-range sax and then a beginner cheapy sax. And then we're going to do a different video where we do a couple of the comedy ones, just so you can see. I mean, sorry to call you comedy. It's actually quite a good saxophone, but they made it pink. So we're starting top end at a mere £4,000. £4,000 with 100 tucked on there as well. This is the super balanced action. I'm just going to show you, it does actually genuinely say only £4,000. So yeah, at only £4,100, this is a super balanced action, and I'm in love. This is better than my sax. So mine is the Selma Series 2, and it's been with me forever, and it's a loyalty thing. I couldn't give up my Selma Series 2. It would be weird. But I don't think I would have even tried this sax when I was trying them out. I think that would have just been a new level of like new price bracket, because that is like a good car, isn't it? £4.5 grand. Here it is. So, I mean, first up, one of the first things that struck me was how easy those low notes were to get out, and that's a subtone. It just sort of came straight out, just boom. I didn't have to think, oh, is this going to work? It just happened. And the same happened at the top. Just, oh, no worries. I'll just hit high A. No worries. Let's go a bit higher. Oh, a C. Who cares? You know, oh, I have to work for that to happen on my Series 2. I have to work. This balanced action, which I thought was supposed to be good for fingering stuff, I mean, that's not all it does. Like, honestly, I'm in saxophone heaven with this guy. We're having a wonderful time. I feel like we've bonded. We've got a great relationship. I don't want to put it down. The tuning's pretty good. Here's a B, you know, one of the nasty ones. If I put that down the octave so you can hear the difference. It's pretty good in terms of staying in intonation. I know, because I was going to look at the Mark 6s. Everyone asked about Mark 6. It's quite famous, Selma Mark 6. They actually didn't have one in stock at the moment. They only had tenors. And I was like, well, you know, that's fine, because actually I've tried quite a few and I'm a bit over it because they have so many intonation problems. And for me, because I'm not amazing at tuning, so that was too much a risky option for me. So I'm happy not to look at those. But this is the balanced action. And basically, I don't know if I'm in lust or love, but it can't last because I cannot hold on to the saxophone. I'm too loyal to mine. We're going to move on and show you the difference and my opinion on the mid-range. So we've got a Yamaha here. This is, where's its tag? Yamaha 280. So, I mean, I think this is around the £900 bracket. I'm sorry that it doesn't have a tag on, and I don't know for sure. But we will Google that, or ask them at the end, and that will be coming up on screen now. So let's see what we got here. I haven't played this yet. I was just having a lovely time while we were getting the camera set up with the balanced action. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, that works. You can hear straight away that it's not, like, if I'm quite a tactile person, and if I was talking textures, I would say that the balanced action for me was like velvet or silk, something you can't help but touch. Like, it was just, oh, beautiful. Whereas this is more like wool, you know? I was like, oh, okay, wool. Okay, so those are my subtones. You can hear the C wants to split. Let's try a B. I have to work pretty hard for that to come out in subtone like that. Let's have a look what it can do up the top. Yeah, it doesn't want to do those top notes. You have to work pretty hard for it. Even the A, which is one of the easier ones to get out. Let's try G. Yeah, they're not as happy, are they? They ain't going to work as well. You've got to work really hard to get those bad boys out. I mean, dexterity-wise, they call this a balanced action for a reason. Your hands just run up and down it. Let's see what this guy's like. I mean, to me, it doesn't really make that much difference, but I have big cat hands anyway, so I only had to work on my action when I was learning. So I kind of noticed a difference in the spring work, but you know, not ridiculously. Tuning. Now this will be the one. Do you know what? I'm going to get my tuner out for this and have a proper look. Let's see what we're really talking here. Okay. So if I take that, I have to take a note. Okay, so that B in the low register is actually bang on. Let's have a look at the upper one. I'll try not to look at the tuner because otherwise I'll just end up doing it, changing it naturally. Hey, do you know what? It's not bad. It's a little bit sharp, but it's not bad. Let's try the C sharp. That's the worst of them. Okay, so that lower C sharp is pretty flat, but it's the same on my Selma series too, to be honest. And then up. Yeah, and that's pretty sharp. Not as bad as I thought it could have been. This is the mid-range. I would say this is a great sax. This is a great sax. So you're talking about best part of $1,000 for a really reliable, good sax that is going to be a little bit hard work for a few corners, like getting your lowest notes out, and if you're into your altissimos. Moving on, let's look at the beginner and see if that kind of, you know, this is a Jupiter. This isn't actually the cheapest Jupiter that they have. I think this is in the kind of £400–500 range. But you can get, so which Jupiters? Again, it doesn't have a tag. Which series have we got here? We have a Jupiter 500 by the look of things. Oh, here we go. It'll say on its tag here. Yeah, Jazz 500. Oh no, this is more than that. This is around the sort of £700 bracket. But you can get these for more like £400–500, definitely. Let's see. Oh, sorry, the tag's in the way. Okay, so I would say, if we're just listening back to that, if we were to listen back and then rewind to the Yamaha, I would say the tone is pretty similar. I don't think they're that different tone-wise. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they behave fairly similarly. Let's see what it can do in its top tessituras. So we'll go down to the bottom. Yeah, that's hard work. Okay, so I can't get the B to come out and sub really. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. So that's gonna need a full tone. Let's see how it comes out in full tone. Oh God, you have to be so specific about where your throat position is to get that to come out. That's hard work. And up top, okay, so we got some of the top notes. They're not in tune, but they're there. Okay, so the top tones come out reasonably easily. They're just miles off tuning-wise, so they're almost not worth using. You'd have to work really hard to get them in tune. Yeah, you'd have to work pretty hard to get that in tune, right? Let's have a look at the tuning on this guy. Okay, so if we take off. Okay, that's flat. Let's get him a bit more in tune in the first instance. Sorry, let me just. Okay, so the whole thing's a bit flat. Let me push him on a bit more if it'll go. Okay. Okay, we're a bit more there now. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so the low B is pretty flat. Not miles and miles. Let's have a look up. And that's pretty sharp. So similar to the Yamaha, but a bit more extreme. So for saving yourself kind of £200-300, I'd say this one's pretty good so far. Let's just check out that C sharp. Okay, that's miles off. That's super flat and above. And super sharp. So yeah, I mean, that was to be expected, really. It's a bit more extreme of the Yamaha. So the Yamaha keeps it a little bit more in tune for you. And though the altissimos are quite tough to get out and maybe the low notes are a little bit tricky to get in their subtone, at least they will happen. Whereas with this one, the altissimos were miles out of tune, so they're almost not worth using. And the subtone on certain ones I couldn't get out at all. I'm going to play a little something and then compare the two between this and the balanced action just to finish up. I didn't say at the beginning, which I should have done, is that I'm playing with my Rosso Studio Jazz mouthpiece, and these are, this reed is a Leger reed. The lovely guys at Leger look after me, and I've really got into their reeds actually. So that's what we're using with this setup. So, you know, use a different mouthpiece, it could be a completely different story again, but there we go. Let's have a listen to something. I'm just going to play a tiny bit of Jubal just because it uses quite a big range. Okay, that's what we got there. Now we switch that onto the, oh, if I can get it off. Oh, stuck for life. I'm bound to you for life. No, I'm not. Phew, thank God for that. Sorry, Jupiter, you did your best. You did a good job. You did a good job. Let's move back to the Porsche. The only thing with this guy is he doesn't have, this kind of threw me, he doesn't have the top F sharp key that I need. So I might make a pig's ear of that bit. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's just listen back. It was love at first toot. I've had a lovely time. I hope that video was useful for you if you're thinking of buying a sax or you're thinking of upgrading, to give you a bit of insight in what you're actually paying for and those difference in costs. Any questions, put them in the comments box. Love hearing from you. I've got loads more to say. I just don't want to ramble on for longer in this video. So give it a thumbs up if it was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys. Bye. So I am serious about this subscribing thing. Hit that button. Do it. Do it, or I'll drop the sack. I will. I'll do it.